What's going on, traders? In this video, I'm going to give you guys 3 of my favorite stocks that I look forward to trading in the near future, why you should trade them, when you should enter, and my price target on these 3 stocks. But before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, first stock, shouldn't be surprised if you've been following the channel for a while. We've been talking about this stock for like, I don't even know, 10 videos. And if you missed the first train, the second train I think is on its way, and that stock is Apple. Now, if you've been on the channel for a while, then you already know we've been talking about Apple since it was below 200. And I told you guys multiple times, I've told you multiple times that if Apple breaks 200, start packing your bags because we're going to the moon. And that's exactly what happened. We broke 200, and I mean, look at the candles that came after that 200 break. Absolutely beautiful. So the next question is, well, Apple already took off, right? So it's pretty much over. I don't think it's over. I think we have a lot more room to go to the upside as far as Apple. So why do I think that? Well, first off, again, I've said this multiple times. You're probably tired of it if you've been on the channel for a while. But if you're new to the channel, then we're looking at Apple's weekly chart. And what do we have? We have a absolute beautiful double bottom pattern. I've been talking about this for the longest, and I've told you guys if it breaks 200, you gotta get it. Okay, you gotta get it. I got in. We got in the Discord. But if you missed it, there's another opportunity here. There's potential for another opportunity here. Even on a monthly time frame. I mean, it looks even better on the monthly time frame. You couldn't ask for a better, cleaner setup here. And it's on like one of the biggest time frames out of all time frames, the monthly time frame here. So that tells me that Apple has way more potential to the upside just based off the monthly time frame. Now, one thing we need to know about Apple, and I've said this multiple times before, is that Apple has a habit of running into its earnings, running to the upside up into its earnings. Now, why that happens, I don't know. I guess it's an assumption or whatever, but Apple tends to not really give guidance when it comes to its earnings. So maybe that's why. So consumers just trade it to the upside until its earnings and then maybe sell it off after that. But regardless, that's another thing to keep in mind. And one thing we need to know is that Apple's earnings is July 24th. So we have plenty of time for this to run up. So again, I think Apple's going to go crazy, even more crazy. Okay, it's already did, but I think it's going to go more crazy. So the next question is, well, that's great. When do we enter? So this is what I plan on doing. Okay, this is what I plan on doing. We've traded Apple. We've traded it multiple times in the Discord. We took puts on it in the Discord as well. Made a nice little $500 off of it myself. I think Apple's going to head lower here. Your key levels here is 207. Let's go to a smaller time frame actually. So your key levels here on Apple is 207, which is right where these guys are. Let's get rid of this here, right where these guys are here. Okay, in this area between 207 206, if you want to count it as a supply and demand zone, which is completely fine. Right here. Okay, right about here. All right, so I do expect maybe some type of bounce here from Apple, but I do think Apple has more potential to head further down. The next question is, well, where do we enter? Right here between 196 and 200. I think that is a perfect entry personally. Do what you want with that information. Why 196 between 196 and 200? We look on our daily time frame. You can look at multiple time frames yourself. You can mark this on your charts. We rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. This is where that 200 break happened. And look what happened over here. We absolutely broke to the upside. And the reason why I think Apple is heading back down here is because we're very illiquid. Very illiquid. There's no structure in this area here. So I do think Apple is going to head further down. Okay. And if it gives you this opportunity, if it blesses you with this opportunity between 200 and 196, and you don't take it, you hate money. That's it. You just hate money. I'm assuming you hate money. I don't care about the perfect entry or anything like that. Oh, I was waiting for exactly 196. I don't want to hear excuses. Between 196 and 200 is an excellent entry. That is the retest of the neckline of the double bottom here. You got your bottom here, your bottom here. You want a clearer view. You got your bottom here on the weekly, and your bottom here monthly. Another thing, bottom, bottom. I mean, and then your neckline is here. You broke the neckline at 200. You went absolutely to the moon. What more do you want here? So if Apple, again, if it retests this 200 and 196 supply and demand zone, I'm taking leap plays. I'm setting my Discord up for a leap play on Apple. I haven't really looked at the contracts yet, but pretty close to looking at them. I'll probably start looking at them next week or maybe today. I don't know. But regardless, this is an absolutely beautiful setup. If it gets back down here, I'm telling you now, it is screaming for you to trade it. I think Apple can head as high as 250, if not higher. Okay. We have plenty of time into their earnings. Historically, they run up until their earnings, and we're witnessing that now. They've been running up. They've been running up. I mean, even here, you're looking on the daily chart. Look how much we've been running up so far. As far as I'm concerned, this is just a dead cat bounce that's about to happen. And then it's giving you another opportunity. It's blessing us with another opportunity to trade it. And please understand and please believe that I plan on doing leaps on Apple. I don't care about this gap down here. I know people are looking at it and they're like, oh, I'm going to wait for this gap to fill. The gaps are not mandatory to be filled. Okay, I've said this multiple times. You don't believe me? Look at your triple Qs, look at your Nvidia, look at SPY. There's plenty of gaps all the way to like 300 on the SPY that's never been filled. All right, so you can wait on gaps all you want, but I'm telling you now, you're going to be waiting forever if you're trying to wait on this gap. Gaps are used to manipulate traders into either panic selling or just not trading them at all. Okay, they're just used that way. They're a manipulation tactic. Trust me. All right, between 196, 200. Don't overthink it. Simple as that. That's Apple. Next stock, Microsoft. Oh my God, I love Microsoft so much. I love this stock. I just, if it was a person, never mind. Microsoft. Absolutely beautiful setup here. You couldn't ask for a better setup on Microsoft. In the Discord, we are in 600 calls for December. We're currently up. Well, I'm currently up like 16, 1800, something like that. Absolutely beautiful play. We entered at around 423. I alerted around 423. I think Microsoft is going to continue to go higher. So one thing we have to note as far as Microsoft goes, when the market was dropping on Friday, I believe, yeah, Friday, yesterday, Friday, whatever, when the market was dropping, Microsoft wasn't even reacting. It just continued to go up. Slowly but surely, it continued to go up. And it even closed above 450. I don't know if it's still there right now. Right now it's at 449.78 as far as after hours go, but it did get above 450. Okay. I don't know if this is reflecting that, but 450 was your key level. If Microsoft can clear 450 and actually hold, I'm telling you guys now, I already have a price target. I've said this before. My original price target was 450 when I was talking about Microsoft at around 435. And I said, if it breaks 435, pack your bags. You're going to the moon. It's going to 450. My next price target is 480. I think Microsoft can clear that easily. I think Microsoft is overdue for a move to the upside. I think as far as all of the Mega 7, besides Tesla, of course, I think it's been very lackluster. And I think it's going to, some news is going to drop. I don't know. But Microsoft needs to be at a higher price, in my opinion. All right. I just genuinely believe that. We got in at around 423. Our 600 calls for December are absolutely printing. I think Microsoft is going to go to the moon. Now, as far as Microsoft goes, we're looking at the daily time frame. You see it here, inverse head and shoulders pattern. What have I been saying? If Applesoft, if Microsoft breaks 435, what did I say? Pack your bags, people. Pack your bags. We're going to the moon. I gave you Apple. I gave you Microsoft. I'm giving you liquid gold on this channel. Everything, every level I said that's going to break, when it breaks, it goes parabolic. So this is your opportunity here on Microsoft. All right, this is opportunity here. If Microsoft blesses us with another opportunity and heads back down to 435. Okay, it retests 435 because we have yet to retest 435. If that happens, pack your bags. Pack your bags, grab some Cheetos, grab some Capri Suns, leave the kids, leave the dog. Actually, we'll take the dog. We left them last trip. We're going to bring them along this trip, okay? Leave the spouse. You're going to find somebody else. I promise you. You're going to find somebody else. When you get that Lamborghini, you're going to find somebody else. That's way hotter, way better, way cooler, okay? And we're going to the moon. Simple as that. We're going to the moon. Okay. I'm telling you guys now. Microsoft is due. Absolutely. Do I think it's going to head to 600? Absolutely. Absolutely, no doubt in my mind. If you're going to tell me by the end of this year that Microsoft is not going to be at 600, if not higher, we have nothing to talk about here. Okay, we have nothing to talk about. Even its earnings. I wouldn't even be surprised if it does it before its earnings or at its earnings. Its earnings is July 23rd. I think Microsoft is going to go absolutely parabolic before or at its earnings. Okay, look, I don't know what else to tell you, but as far as short-term targets go, Microsoft 480. Mark it. Mark this pattern on your charts. Inverse head and shoulders. Clear as day. Shoulder here, shoulder here, this trend here. Now, worst case scenario, let's say the market has some, I don't know, ridiculous sell off or whatever the case may be. Worst case scenario, it heads back to about 420, 424, hit this trend line. As you guys can see, we bounced here, it hits this trend line and then continues to head higher from there. If it blesses you with that, absolutely. Okay, and again, I'm looking for leap contracts. We're still in our December calls. If anything, I'm just going to add to that position. We trimmed some contracts at 450, and then we're looking for an opportunity to add more to our current contracts that we already have on Microsoft, and we're just going to continue to go higher from here. I'm telling you guys this now. Now, another scenario, it doesn't necessarily have to go to 420 or whatever the case may be. It can do one of these moves where it just continues to go higher and higher and higher. Let me actually mark it out for you guys. It can do one of these moves, go higher and just go all the way over here or something and then do something like this. It doesn't necessarily have to just go all the way back down here, but at some point in time I do think it has to retest 435. There is a like fair value gap I believe in this area, and I wouldn't say it's a liquid, but you can kind of see it. Let me zoom in. You can kind of see this fair value gap around here in this area. So I do believe at some point Microsoft will have to retest 435, and I am absolutely fine with that, guys. I promise you, I'm absolutely fine with that. But Microsoft, it's been holding its ground. It's shown no signs that it wants to sell off. Keep it on your watch list. Next stock, Amazon. 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 All right. So I gave you guys Apple, and I told you it breaks 200 to the moon. Microsoft 435 to the moon. I've proven myself right so far. If you didn't trust me on those, you gotta hear me out on this. You gotta hear me out on Amazon. If look at this. Look at this setup. Okay. First off, just look at this. This is beautiful. Okay. This thing looks like Apple, but a little better. Okay. Apple, but a little cleaner, I would say. We look at Apple, right? Is it? Yeah. We look at Apple. The only difference is Apple is just more spread out with its double bottom. It's just a lot more spread out. Took a long time for this to happen. Then Amazon is more consolidated. It's more thought out. Okay. It's more strategized. Look how close this is. Absolutely beautiful setup. It looks exactly like Apple, but maybe even better. Okay, you got your double bottom here. I don't know if I want to count this as a double bottom, but again, I say it all the time. If it looks like a pattern, assume that it's the pattern until it is not. Double bottom here, double bottom here. We're not worried. We're not thinking about, oh, what if this is a triple top? We're not thinking about that. Okay, if Amazon breaks above 192, 192, pack your bags. Okay, pack your bags, grab you an apple juice, grab you a few apple juices, okay? If you prefer orange juice over apple juice, just get off my channel, okay? We don't need you here. We don't need that type of negativity here. Apple juice, okay? You get you some apple juice, all right? Get you some Skittles, grab you some, some Eggo waffles. We're going to the moon. All right, you're gonna need to be hydrated. You're gonna need some food in your stomach for this moon trip. Okay, this is your opportunity. This is another opportunity on the checklist. And again, when the market was selling off on Friday, and it wasn't some crazy sell off or anything, granted, but when the market was selling off, what was Amazon doing? It was continuing to go up, just like Microsoft. It was still going up. Towards close, Amazon just started shooting up. It's due. It is ready. I'm telling you guys now, look at this. You bounced off this trend here, you bounced here, you bounced here. We zoom out so you guys know I'm not making this up. We started all the way down here. Tell you guys now, Amazon is screaming, it's begging to be let loose, to be let out of his cage because it's been held back for so long. I'm telling you something. I don't know what it's waiting on. It's waiting on some news. It's waiting on the return of price. I don't know, but it's waiting on something. Okay, and whatever that news drops, this thing is going to. It has to be big. The news, whatever is going to happen, it has to be huge. Maybe it's just waiting on another CPI report. I don't know, but whatever it's waiting on, it's going to be huge. This thing is going to go to the absolute moon. 192. Put the supply and demand zone on your charts. Double bottom here. Let's actually see if we can find anything else. I never looked at the monthly chart. Let's see if this thing can go higher. Oh, come on. And I mean, look what it's doing here. It consolidated over here, right? And that's how important this area is here. Okay, that's how important this area is here. Look on the monthly time frame. All right. If you look at the monthly time frame, you can see how serious and how much of a hard time this area is. That makes it even better. If Amazon breaks out of here, okay, if Amazon gets it just breaks out of this turbulence on the monthly time frame, by the way, this is a strong time frame, very powerful time frame. If Amazon breaks out of here, okay, right here, and it looks like it's trying. Let's actually get rid of everything. Let's just get rid of everything here. Look what's happening here. Okay. This is why I say if it breaks 192, it's going absolutely insane. I mean, it's right there, guys. It's right there. It wants it. It wants it bad. It wants you. All right. It's calling for you. All right. It's right there. If Amazon manages to close above 192, you can say 193 if you want to be safe. That's fine. If you want to jump the gun a little bit, jump in maybe dollar cost average at around 190, that's fine too. Do what you want with this information. But I'm telling you guys now, if Amazon manages to clear out this area and just clear these guys out, because this is tough. This is extremely tough. Like I don't know if you understand how tough this area is. This breaks out. Oh my God. You just head to the car lot right now, rent out a Lamborghini. Amazon's gonna pay for it. Okay? Amazon's gonna pay for it. All right. Price target for Amazon. All right. We don't care about 200 psych level. We don't care about any of that. Price target for Amazon if this breaks. If we're measuring this movement here. Actually, let's go back. What am I doing? What's going on here? Actually, let's go back. I'm going to show you guys how I'm getting price targets. If my mouse will cooperate. Here we go. All right. So we go to our daily time frame. This mouse is not working with me. All right. So we go to our daily time frame here. All right. All we're doing is we are measuring the bottom of the double bottom to the top of the neckline. You guys get the idea. We'll just round up. That's what we do. If Amazon breaks out of here, right here, this is your price target 205, 210. All right. 205, 210. Honestly, I think it can go much higher than that. I genuinely do. I think it can. But 205, 210. Now you're probably like, oh, that's all. That's it. Look, look. When Apple broke 200, it gave you a $20 move. That's pretty much the same what Amazon is about to do. It breaks 192, it's going to give you like a $15, $18 move, if not more. All right. That's how you measure your movement. That's how I'm getting my price target. Again, this triple top here, I'm fully aware of it, but that makes it even better if Amazon breaks out of 192. All right. Even better. So that's what I'm looking at as far as the three stocks. Absolutely beautiful plays. Look for those entries. Don't overthink it. Don't second guess it. All right. Again, it's your money. Do what you want with this information. I know exactly what I'm going to do. If you want to follow exactly what I'm going to do, join the Discord. Link is in the description below. That's all I have for this video. And until the next time, traders, enjoy your weekend.